So I've got a little teaser to reveal. This is actually kind of like low-key one of my favorite matchups in Age of Empires 4. Delhi versus Ottomans. It's definitely not because at the absolute prestigious highest level, Ottomans should take a dump on Delhi. Right? Okay, yeah. Is it fair to be a Delhi hater these days? I don't know, man. It's something about a War Elephant coming out and ruining the entire game that I just find vulgar. In fairness, these days, I don't know if Ottomans is as good as they were. Ottoman Delhi used to be a long feudal, and in a long feudal, guys, Ottomans is really solid against Delhi. The Sipahi scaled to match out and beat the Ghazi, and then you have meta, healing, like it lets you win, right? But nowadays, we're finding Delhi slithering the way into castle a little bit more consistently, and that opens up the door for things like War Elephants. And I think that's where Otto's, maybe it gets a bit harder. Let's see what they got in mind. Game number 3. Reminder, this series began with Elyona getting an impressive opening game win. One that I don't think anyone really saw coming to get ahead in this best of 3. B, battering his way back into it. In Delhi, despite what I say about like Ottomans, I say it's like 55-45 if you play long feudal. If you play it really well, it's higher. The problem is, not many players have been able to play it that well. Even at like this level of play, where you're talking about the best players in the game, it's very hard to execute Ottomans perfectly. But the idea, the theory at least, is if you both execute rather perfectly, then Ottomans should be slightly favored. Also, new roguelike. Looking forward to it. Might even do some streams of it. Honestly, I think it's like the type of thing that the game's going to benefit from having. We need to experiment with more things. I think the failure of Empire Wars shouldn't be treated as a we shouldn't do anything different. We should. We should always be looking to find new, better solutions, right? Not just scared that, oh my god, it's never going to work, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I hope that we see it bring in a new community of people. And I hope that there's things set up around it that allow it to succeed, such as, you know, leaderboards, etc. I do think that they missed big time not having a co-op mode, though. That was, in my eyes, a very easily avoidable mistake. Okay, so wait. Doma Faith and probably Madrissa, right? Elio did go for the Spearman opening via military school. This is fine. I think it makes a lot of sense against Delhi. It just gives you the initial units to slow down them rushing out towards secret sites. And also, you know your opponent wants to build Ghazi anyway. So it's just like a pace checker. Because the nice thing here is like opening spears for free like this. Yeah, you could encourage archers, but who wants to build archers against Ottomans? Right? Like that's not a recipe for success, guys. That's how you end up getting clubbed out by Sipahi. And what's the sheep hall looking like? 17 sheep for Elyona. B only got 8? Okay, that's tragic. That's pretty tragic, man. 8 sheep. Reminder, by the way, this is the Civ that doesn't need its scout to come home. B just got completely slapped out on the sheep count. That's a disastrous beginning for the Delhi. Empire Wars had a specific cause for hostility. People feared it would be forced on them in tournaments. Yeah, I mean, like, people, I think, read into it a bit much there, really. But, like, even if Red Bull, like, had wanted that, my counterpoint is that, you know, tournaments will do what they think is right for them, and they'll experiment with things. And I think I've talked about this before. It's not bad to have different formattings experimented with. Like, sometimes I do think there's this naive belief that we just got it perfectly right to begin with in how AoE 4 functions in the 1v1. Right? Is it the best form we've had? Yes. Is it the perfect form? We don't know that, right? So, like, I'm actually a big fan of tournaments experimenting with different things. 12 villager starts. I think the 12 villager start was refreshing. Like, we were talking earlier about having a 2.5x, 1.5x speed multiplier game mode, right? That would be refreshing to see. Am I saying it's outright going to be better? No. Could it be better though? Yes. And I don't think that. I think that sometimes people are quick to shame things before they even get tested. Yo, I'm not going to shame him though. What is up, Lash? Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the raid. Welcome back, one and all. We've returned refreshed from holiday. I did indeed have a good time on an island in Greece for a week with the family. And now we're back deep into the AoE4 action. Got games to cover today. We've got tomorrow's finals Thursday. We'll take a day's break on Friday, and then we'll be back into full swing 4 days a week, starting next week. So, Elio, Sipahi switch now coming through. He's already baited his opponent into the Ghazi, as you'd like to see. We talked about like Ghazi versus Sipahi. If you keep similar scaling in terms of resource investment, Sipahi can run that one out of town. You have to be very careful in the retreats, though. If you split your Sipahi up too much, that's where Ghazi can win, because they're quickest. They can run you down and club you down. Line pick 5 6 in order at the start of the tournament, which are locked in for the full bracket. Mirrors are allowed. See, I don't know. Like, personally, my take is I've had enough mirrors in the history of AoE4 that I don't think I want them again. I think mirrors is just very boring, personally, anyway. But there's definitely something to be had of, like, you know what's really cool? Did you guys ever watch Apex Legends? Apex Legends has, like, these fabricators. You can use these points to your crew to build guns and stuff. And certain attachments will only spawn by you building them there. But it changes every day, right? And some of the options in that shop change every week. Now, what I'm getting at is, like, imagine if on a certain day in a tournament, a Civ was banned by default. That's kind of intriguing. A little bit wacky, yes, but very intriguing. Or, like, think about what we do. Every single week, we have a default map. A different default map. Personally, I think that's a really cool twist. I think that's quite a refreshing twist than just having your standard you draft and then you have, like, this randomized map of what was left at the end. I'm not liking the start of this for Elyona, by the way. I think he's just trying to rush out a bit too soon. And now, because you take this damage on Sipahi, it actually slows your timing. Right? Because if you rush out now, you just get whomped down and -2 Sipahi. Has got the meta, though. Melee armor critical to success here. B, scaling up a lot of scholars. But this is the norm, right? You always want to be non-stop producing with Dome of Faith, it feels like. Up to at least like 15 or 16. I just don't think Elyona is respecting this right now. B, it just feels like he's getting a lot of freebies. His micro is a lot better here. That's 2 almost dead Sipahi. Ghazi barely been touched. Now with the meta, I mean, he's bringing the spears out so quickly as well, which is slowing him down. But the good thing for him is, like, anchoring south side's pretty nice here because of the spawn. Double Sacred Site was tight on the south side. There's one far out. Now, remember what we said. The thing that Elyona wants to be a bit careful of is splitting his Sipahi up too much. Because if he sends a few up north to guard and B reads it, he can just send all Ghazi up there to get the kills. Right, and those tiny leads matter a lot here because Sipahi versus Ghazi, like we said, when you fully invest both, Sipahi can contest well, but they do have their negatives, and as we just highlighted, that's how they can get caught out when they're not together. Yeah, Sipahi truly are a unit that benefits more than any other light cav in the game from scaling pop. When you get to 20 of any other light cav, like, they swarm, but they have an issue of, like, their efficiency on DPS isn't as good because they run past each other. But the cool thing about Sipahi is with the extra melee range, they're able to flood in and attack a lot quicker than other light cav can. That small advantage of 1 or 2 extra strikes at the start of a fight tends to ripple effect into wins. And B, man, he got baited. He's going archers for really no reason here. No, he saw 2 or 3 spearmen, and that's his reason, right? But, like, what I mean by that, they haven't even been hardened. They're Dark Age spearmen. There's no investment from Elyona. Elyona is being a bit greedy, though, holding a lot of food in reserve. So maybe considering castle. I think he's worried that B's thinking the same, but I'm not sure you should be that worried about castle age from Delhi when they don't have any sacred sites. It's pretty rare that Delhi will try to rush castle without sacred sites. Just, like, no gold gain. It just feels very expensive. Elyona sneaking around the back. Tricky for B. He just moved out to these berries. It's definitely going to be a burn through, so B will have to rally all troops back home. Still in melee armor. Would be nice to kind of have that ranged armor if you're going to look for a dive soon. Another awkward thing for B right now is like pro scouts. Okay, yeah, he's getting out for you. There we go. Because the problem here is like all the deer almost are north side bar one. So Elyona's got the right idea of like anchoring north side. It's just really frustrating because like technically it should open up the sacred sites for B on the south. Weirdly enough, not happening so far. There's the healing. He reveals it. B. Well, this will be why he was skilling archers. I think he knew this was coming. Like B, remember, he's a bit of an Ottoman aficionado himself. He's played a crap ton of it. And he knows that that imam point is how you win this emphatically as Ottomans. So by having probably about like 15 archers, 16 archers, it gets you to a point where the imams aren't safe. If they're involved in the fight, they just die. So props to him. Pretty good read. Alyona just he's gonna choose age. Okay. B is posturing pretty aggressively though. I wouldn't say his army is a GG, however. Only 16 guards is kind of underwhelming. I'd give Alyona the clear win right now if you had to call it. Like, it's not 80% he'd win sort of thing, but if you had to favor someone's position, it's definitely Alyona. He's done a great job here, right? Locking out Sacred Site control. Avoiding worker losses. Food is my one concern for Alyona. He went for the sheep point, right? Yeah. But the sheep, there's only 7 of them left. I think what Alyona done really well in this game is leveraging the early sheep play to try and overwhelm his opponent. Reminder, this game, when they were both teching feudal, B had 6 sheep, while Alyona had about 17. While being the civ that would eat the sheep straight away. Because remember, Delhi, they just eat berries. So it shows you the difference a sheep makes, right? Like, you know, we've talked about sheep game in the past and how I'm not a big fan of it. I still hold stoic to that belief that I think the sheep game RNG is a big problem in AoE4. And this could be the type of game where you just kind of use as a perfect example. You know, B hasn't really been able to be oppressive with the Delhi at all. He done a great job of slowing down the supply at the beginning, and he won the micro there. But even winning that micro, you just see him behind here. Guys, we could have a big upset. It really feels like it's going that way. B's not too far from an age up himself, but he needs some worker kills for this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Get back. Elyo, he may have pulled a little bit late there. Ungarrisons, but the body blocks are in. And oh my god, he just charges past for the gold. What a read, B. Getting his kills will be everything to him. So far, it's only going to be 2, though. And the men-at-arms are going to chase him away. Okay, so B, it's not a lot of worker kills. However, he's got the entire enemy army back at their base. Gives him the breathing room for House of Learning. Scholars have not been pulled into position for the remaining relics. So Alyona takes a slight hit there. Does get bamboozled. He doesn't have his army in a position to now counterattack straight away. And also, B has got a lot of scholars to try and research veterancies. There is another concern here, folks. Because B just got the freedom to go castle without any pressure on his base, what do you guys think he's going to save up for first? What is the most obvious thing you can do from here to stop Alyona punishing you? Or elephants. Elyona's entire army loses to elephants. And you don't need many of them. 1 or 2 is usually good enough here. There's 1. I called it at the start. They're like the most toxic goddamn unit in the game. Janissaries counter elephants, yes, but you don't build Janissaries this early, normally. Janissaries are terrible for attacking because they're so slow to arrive. You tend to flesh out your cavalry count, if anything. And he goes to the stables. He knows. Alyona knows. Oh my god, oh my god. 2 seconds. 1 second, the villager repair! He gets it out! The war elephant! Less than a second! Comes out to save the day! Unbelievable! The clutch villager repair from B to get that one ejection to eject Alyona from his base. What? Unbelievable play there out of B. Now he's still behind on relics, but he gets a huge stay of execution. He only had one other stables behind that, and I mean, considering the lack of raw spears to counter this many Sipahi, Alyona could have easily then dove past, taken out the other stables, and then just completely starved him out of elephant fun time. 4-to-1 relic split. Alyona now walling in, trying to hunk it down. Food sources not looking great as he has to extend north side without protection onto the D. What's Alyona's game strat now? I mean, he's starting to prep Janissaries, but I believe that's just probably going to have to end up being military school ones. Like, the Janis, they're pretty expensive on the gold. He has got a decent amount of it. So I guess he could afford it, especially with the gold veins in reserve. Need more B. It's this walling system, man. I mean, it's because there's still just so many Sipahi. He has to wall like this. Yeah, Recon's finally joining us in Dad Joke Town. There's a lot of puns you can do with B's name as well. Like his Byzantines. We must feel like the Byzantines here against the Ottomans. Always under siege. More elephants though, oh god. So the idea is, as you start layering your base like this, you can just walk the elephants out to attack. He's on the clock, though. Alyona has got a lot of Janissary coming. And B is aware of it. It's why he's prepping archers. Make a pun with Alyona? Well, I will say this about that timing on the stables. It was not an Alyona, for sure. Had you on the edge of your seat. I'm just concerned now that he won't be able to see beyond the El Yonda of this series. Is Alyona able to become the El Sensei? Teach B how it's done. It's okay, Recon. Take notes. We'll get you there, bud. Another good one. Is it Alyona or Wona? Oh, wait. Is this about to happen? Is this he's walling him in. He's walling him in. Run. Okay, guys, he has 4 war elephants. He could actually kill these all. That's 14 Sipahi. That's a quarter of his army. An important quarter of that. And he's running straight to a corner. Mahout also gives the movement speed. He can't burn through quick enough. Oh my god, this is the slowest surround you're ever going to see. B, he's moving though. The 4 elephants. The speeds as well. He has to turn around into the enemy elephant. There's still one more elephant here. Where? I don't know. I don't know where he went. 1, 2, 3. We're missing 1. Villagers. Gonna take a stab at it. He can't really get that many. This is such a slow death. Okay, he's done it. This is like, guys, here's the thing. When you're being chased by elephants, it's like playing zombies mode in Call of Duty. You just have to ferry them around, running around in circles until they all line up behind you. Oh my god. Out of time for villagers? Yeah, but you're on the clock now. This is 21 scholars, and he has got the opportunity to go village fortresses soon. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm impressed Alyona didn't lose more. He got a few worker kills out of it as well. pretty much cut down though. So Raiders going to come to the end. He has got another wave of Sipahi at home. He's also prepping a big Janny wave, but is B thinking about him? It almost looks like B's more interested in Imperial Age than Elyona is. Got some Sacrifice getting locked in for the gold gen. I don't know what army comp's more broken late game, Elephants or Sipahi Jan? Sipahi Jan. But for Castle, Elephants is pretty bloody bad. Like, I would say Elephant Archer over Janissary Sipahi in Castle, but then it flips in Imperial. Because the Janissary is DPS, even Sipahi scaling pretty nice. Obviously, the Elephants have their own with the Armored, but I think it's much harder to consistently just scale the War Elephants to a point of impact, if that makes sense. They struggle the way that Gilded units do, and that like you have all this health when you're low HP, and then you die. It's like, it's almost more cumbersome, if that makes sense. Kind of like what we saw in Elyona's last game with the French Royal Bloodline Knights, where you go to the next fight, you still have the same military pop, but all your units are almost dead. Right? Like, that's the problem. Sometimes having big HP units is bad. And normally it's bad when you're at max population, because it means you're just delaying your next wave the entire time. And I can't believe it. I can't believe this game isn't just over. Like, I do believe if that stables went down, Elyona is probably just a matter of steps away from a victory. It really was that clutch. And cannons do counter elephants. They're just not that... I don't think they're that incredible. But obviously, great bombards are generically great, so... Oh, you want to do tower release against Sipahi Janus, then you dive in quicker. Because tower elephants get countered by both parts of the comp. Whereas war elephants only get countered by one part of the comp. Like, tower elephants is even worse than war elephants against Sipahi Janissary. Especially now that Janissary do not take more damage from tower elephants, if I remember correctly. Because archers specifically have a light gunpowder infantry tag. Whereas it used to be Janissaries took 50% more damage from range units, which is where tower elephants were a little bit better against it. Now less so. Oh my god. Well, I mean, you had the question. We're about to answer it, aren't we? 10 war elephants. But this isn't Imperial Age. Could Elyona prove me wrong? He's building spears to try and make it possible. The problem is, you build spear, you build Janissary, like both of them are countered by archers, right? So like this is going to come down to the positioning of Sipahi 100%. The noises on this piece. And remember, he's got the scholars for the healing. It's very difficult to bring these war elephants down. Janissary slightly out of position. Oh no, the way this fight is happening. Yeah, look at this split. He just chases the Janissary away. The war elephants rotate around. The siege is now in trouble. He tries to charge forward, but a few war elephants held in reserve on the west side. They're going to try to body block this out. Elephants in on the siege already. Janissaries diving in just trying to kill one by one, but now they're exposed as well. And B is going to break the back of this army. The Mahoots. He's cutting away the injured. And the Janissary count is just not competing. 14 remain alive. Ottoman army melted. Elyona is going to be moaning about this one. 10 bloody war elephants. And they are very bloody after that fight. But absolutely worth it. The Janissary count just not high enough now to outdo the healing. And these things aren't just beasts in a fight. They're siege beasts as well. It's ramming time. Forces a recommitment. Elyona. Can he get through these elephants? It feels difficult. It feels almost impossible. The scholars, they just need to be target healing here and it'll be good. He actually ferries round the back. He's once again corralling him. Sheepdog mode activated. And Janissary count now down to just 11. The Mahout's tech is actually making the difference here. You move at the same speed by default as Janissary. Every time they turn, you get closer, like a giant crocodile, ready to snap his jaw shut. Do not climb into the mouth of the elephant. It is not safe. These things look more like hippos than elephants when used this way. It is ridiculous. It is done, and it looks over. You asked the question, Janissary Sipahi versus War Elephant with a sprinkling of archers, which would win? We forgot the scholars to make this oh so simple of a yes sir, please sir, 3 bags full of ivory, sir. That ivory is still attached to the elephant. So 3 games it took, but in the end, B will be 2-1 victorious to head through to the quarterfinals. But props to Alyona, man. He definitely made him worry a bit in this series. But in the end, the elephant, the clutch elephant, was able to breed an army to victory.